Icebergs on the internet are used to categorize specific topics into different levels, whether it's about the universe, the ocean, video game franchises, or other forms of media. Five Nights at Freddy's is no exception, with countless icebergs scattered across the internet. In this FNAF 1 iceberg, we'll go from the most common knowledge to the rarest and sometimes disturbing facts about the first game. If this video gets enough support, we'll continue this iceberg series. That being said, let's not waste any more time and dive into the FNAF 1 Iceberg Explained. Level 1. The Surface. If we take a close look at the FNAF 1 trailer, we can see that originally Bonnie was supposed to be the one running down the hallway and attacking the guard by entering through the door. However, it seems he was replaced at the last moment by Foxy. In camera 4B, we can see a poster displaying the restaurant's rules. However, this poster can change into one of 4 different newspaper clippings, which reveal parts of Five Nights at Freddy's lore, mainly the disappearance of 5 children and the imminent closure of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. If we enter the following sequence of numbers, 1, 9, 8, and 7, during the custom night, referencing the year 1987, we will be greeted by a Golden Freddy jump scare. Back in the day, this Easter egg led many to believe that Golden Freddy was responsible for the bite of 87. Occasionally, throughout the nights in the first game, we can witness various hallucinations of the animatronics, such as a Freddy with hyper-realistic eyes, or a Bonnie with empty eye sockets. At different moments during the nights, we can see the iconic phrase, "It's me," appear as an Easter egg in hallucinations. When Foxy leaves Pirate Cove, when Golden Freddy appears, and even as graffiti on the walls. There is a small chance that, when Bonnie is in the parts and service camera, he will stare directly at the player with an eerie expression, his hollow eye sockets showing only 2 glowing white dots. Similarly, if Freddy is left alone on the show stage, there is a 10% chance that he will go from looking straight ahead to staring directly at the camera. In cameras 2B and 4B, during nights 4, 5, 6, or 7, Bonnie and Chica can be seen shaking their heads violently while producing a disturbing sound. On night 5, we receive an eerie phone call, seemingly made by the animatronics themselves. However, when the audio is modified, it is revealed to be a distorted excerpt from the book Autobiography of a Yogi, meaning that the recording itself has no direct connection to the game. Level 2. The Depths. This entry refers to the original premise of the game, which tells the story of 5 children who were murdered by an unknown killer at the time. Their souls would go on to possess the 5 animatronic characters from the first game: Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Golden Freddy. In camera 4A, there is a small chance that the animatronic posters will change to images of pale, crying children, referencing the spirits of the missing kids. During the release of the first game, there were rumors about the existence of a 6th animatronic, a dog named Sparky. Allegedly, this was a secret animatronic with an extremely rare chance of appearing, watching the player from the parts and service doorway. However, over time, this legend was debunked. The rumor was so popular that Sparky even made a cameo in the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Golden Freddy is a hidden animatronic in the first game with a very low chance of appearing. If you're lucky, when checking camera 2B, you might see Freddy's poster slowly change, as if his jaw is beginning to open. Suddenly, the poster will shift to an image of a golden version of Freddy. If you lower the monitor, Golden Freddy will appear sitting in your office, lifeless like a corpse. For Scott Cawthon, the scariest animatronic was Bonnie. During the game's development, he constantly had nightmares about Bonnie standing outside his bedroom door. In these dreams, Scott would try to shut the door, only for it to get stuck, symbolizing that Bonnie had already made his way inside. This fear translated perfectly into Five Nights at Freddy's 4. After the warning screen when launching the game or following a game over, there is a 0.1% chance that instead of seeing the title screen, you will be greeted by an eyeless Bonnie staring at you for 10 seconds. At the end of the sequence, Bonnie's eyes will suddenly light up before the game returns to the main menu. If you look closely at Freddy, you can see small handprints on his face, as if left by a child. This was one of the early clues that led players to believe Freddy might have been responsible for the bite of 87. When Freddy moves throughout the night, he is extremely difficult to spot in the cameras since he hides in the darkness. However, his glowing white eyes can sometimes be seen faintly in the shadows. In 2016, a real-life horror attraction was created based on Five Nights at Freddy's 1. The attraction featured decorations from the pizzeria, including children's drawings and star-shaped decorations on the walls, as well as animatronics resembling those from the first game. Visitors had to make their way through different sections, progressing as if they were surviving the in-game nights until 6 a.m., which marked the final part of the experience. Level 3, The Abyss. Back in 2014 and 2015, there was a widespread belief that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza existed in real life and could be found on Google Maps. However, as expected, all the images circulating were completely fake. There were even YouTube videos where people claimed to explore the supposedly abandoned restaurant. On night 4 of the first game, we hear the final phone call from the phone guy. By the end of the message, the animatronics catch him, likely stuffing him into a suit, leading to a gruesome death.
When I did, hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room. I'm going to try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. Yeah, I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there, you know. Oh no.
If you speed up Freddy's laughter, it sounds like the giggle of a young girl. Interestingly, the same sound plays right before Golden Freddy appears in the office. Reports within the game mention blood and mucus oozing from the animatronics along with a putrid stench coming from them. This is because the murdered children were hidden inside the animatronic suits, slowly decomposing. It's disturbing to think that the entities attacking the player are not just haunted machines, but ones with decaying children inside. In the parts and service camera, there is a rare Easter egg where the spare animatronic heads and the endoskeleton sitting on the table will suddenly turn to stare directly at the player. A truly unsettling sight. When the animatronics catch the player, the game displays a grim death screen, showing that the character has been forcefully stuffed into a suit. The metal endoskeleton and mechanisms inside the suit would have crushed their body, leading to a grotesque and painful death. A tragic, real-life incident took place in Aurora, Texas, USA. In 1993, an ex-employee of a Chuck E. Cheese restaurant, Nathan Gerard Dunlap, entered the establishment months after being fired and shot 5 workers, killing 4 and leaving 1 survivor. He then stole money from the register before fleeing. After a lengthy trial, Dunlap was sentenced to death by electric chair in 1996, though his execution has yet to be carried out. This case has long been speculated to have inspired Five Nights at Freddy's. The theory suggests that the animatronics might be connected to the victims. For example, one victim, Benjamin Grant, was vacuuming a supply closet when he was killed, a seemingly unimportant location, just like the parts and service room that Bonnie frequently enters. Similarly, Chica might be inspired by Sylvia Crowell, who was murdered near the restrooms while cleaning the salad bar, fitting with Chica's "Let's Eat" slogan. Foxy could be linked to Marge Kohlberg, who was in the back of the restaurant, and who was known to have a more aggressive personality, much like the animatronic Fox. The last victim, Colleen O'Connor, has been speculated to be related to Freddy, as he often hides in the women's restroom in the game. Finally, Golden Freddy might symbolize the only survivor, Bobby Stevens, as his lifeless pose resembles someone playing dead. However, this is purely a conspiracy theory from the early days of the franchise. The Bite of 87 refers to an event in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, where an animatronic attacked someone and severely damaged their frontal lobe. However, before the release of the second game, when players were only aware of the first installment, the main suspects for the bite were Foxy, since he was out of order, possibly due to being dangerous, Freddy, because of the handprints on his face, and Golden Freddy, due to his mysterious nature. Many people might not know this, but the puppet was present in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. This is hinted at in the mini-games from Five Nights at Freddy's 2, where the puppet follows the player with its gaze while the classic animatronics are visible, implying that it was always there. William Afton, also known as the Purple Guy, meets his end in a hidden room in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. When the restaurant is abandoned, he dismantles the animatronics, only for the children's spirits to appear and hunt him down. Terrified, he seeks refuge inside the old Spring Bonnie suit, but the suit's spring lock's mechanisms fail, crushing and killing him in a gruesome and agonizing fate. And that's it for today's video. If this iceberg gets enough support, I'll upload the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 iceberg in the future. Also, don't forget to support the videos as much as possible to help the channel grow. Subscribe, leave a like, and if you enjoyed the video, it really helps me out a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.